If you're not sure about getting the iPhone 15 Pro Max and you're thinking about maybe getting the S23 Ultra instead, here are 23 major differences between them. Also, we have now revealed teaser number 5 out of 5 for our big announcement, which is happening on Thursday the 21st of September at 5 PM UK time. We cannot wait to show you what we've been working on in the background. You can comment down below, by the way, if you have an idea of what we're launching, and you might win a special prize if you guess correctly. Okay, so the first major difference is that the iPhone 15 Pro Max is a brand new phone, whereas the S23 Ultra is already 7 months old. The S24 Ultra is coming in February, so if you don't need a phone right now, you could consider waiting until then. And that's not necessarily due to the S24 Ultra launching, but also because the S23 Ultra will see a significant price drop, even bigger than its current discounted price. On Amazon, you can now pick up an S23 Ultra for about $900 to $1,000, whereas the iPhone 15 Pro Max costs $1,200. And once the S24 Ultra launches, the S23 Ultra will likely drop to about $800, similar to the drop that we've seen with the S22 Ultra. Another difference is the display size, with the S23 Ultra having a slightly larger 6.8-inch display as opposed to the 6.7 on the 15 Pro Max, which does make the S23 Ultra slightly better for watching content. However, where the iPhone really shines is in terms of its display brightness. The 15 Pro Max can go up to 2000 nits compared to 1200 on the S23 Ultra, which does actually make a pretty big difference outdoors. Another big difference is the dynamic island on the iPhone compared to the singular camera cutout on the S23 Ultra. On one hand, I do like the extra immersion that I get from the S23 Ultra, but on the other hand, I also love being able to track my Uber ride or my food delivery directly on the iPhone's dynamic island while doing something else. Of course, you can also do this on the S23 Ultra by pinning an app in this transparent hover mode, but you will have to do that manually, whereas on the iPhone, the dynamic island just works automatically in supported apps. We also have a big difference when it comes to zoom. The iPhone 15 Pro Max offers a 5x optical zoom, while the S23 Ultra doubles that to 10x. So if you like taking some super zoomed in shots, the S23 Ultra is a better choice here. The S23 Ultra also has a secondary 3x zoom module, which is great for portrait shots, whereas the iPhone only has that 5x. You can use the 2x sensor crop on the iPhone to zoom in for portrait shots, but I have always found the 3x on the Samsung to just be better here. The S23 Ultra also comes with a much higher resolution main camera at 200 megapixels compared to 48 on the iPhone. Of course, more megapixels doesn't necessarily mean more quality, it just means more resolution. And in that case, Samsung's 200 megapixel photos are pretty incredible. You can zoom in a ton, and if you plan on printing them, the S23 Ultra will again be a better option here. And Samsung also offers 8K video, which if you are one of the 5 people that have an 8K TV, you'll probably love this. But for the rest of us, 4K 60 is still the way to go. Speaking of 4K 60, the iPhone is still the video king, with even the 14 Pro Max being superior to the S23 Ultra here, with better dynamic range, more detail, and cleaner footage at night. If you are a pro camera user, then both phones approach this very differently. Apple gives you things such as 4K 60 ProRes that can capture even more detail, and you can also record ProRes directly to an external SSD. Then Apple's ProRes photos offer more dynamic range and more detail than Samsung's Expert RAW, and we also get things such as the ability to shoot log footage, all of which are features that you would normally only find on dedicated cameras. Samsung, on the other hand, offers you none of these. However, they do offer you a much more powerful camera app that allows you to tweak everything from the ISO to the shutter speed to the exposure metering and so much more. Personally, I do actually prefer using Samsung's Expert RAW camera app. Like, I've literally taken some of my best smartphone photos with it. So yeah, it's really a matter of preference here. Now, when it comes to the performance, obviously the iPhone 15 Pro Max isn't out yet. This is just a demo unit, so we cannot actually test it, but based on the 14 Pro, I do expect both to feel great, especially now that the iPhone also comes with 8 gigs of RAM. Now, on the S23 Ultra, you can actually get 12 gigs of RAM if you upgrade the storage from the base 256. Although the RAM management, even on this 8 gigs model, has been flawless for me on the S23 Ultra. However, if you care about raw performance and you want to play some high-end games, and maybe even edit and export some videos, then the iPhone is going to be a better choice here, with 54% better single-core performance, 45% better multi-core, alongside a more powerful GPU and a more powerful neural engine. And thanks to all of these, the iPhone can now play true AAA games natively, such as Resident Evil 4 Remake, Resident Evil Village, Death Stranding, and even the brand new Assassin's Creed Mirage. You can play these on the S23 Ultra too, but you'll have to stream them through something like Game Pass. Also, Apple's phones were always known to be more secure than Android. However, Apple has recently announced that their iPhones can be targeted by the Pegasus spyware, meaning that iPhones can be compromised by a single iMessage that you don't even have to open, and someone can immediately access your photos, messages, and private data just by sending you that message. Apple has now fixed this in their latest iOS 16.6.1 update. However, it did take them a while to do so, and Pegasus attacks might happen at any time again. So, if you want to keep yourself protected, that's where our sponsor, Bitdefender, comes in. Bitdefender is a global leader in cybersecurity. Their mobile security app includes multiple layers of protection against all kinds of attacks. Plus, the iOS app now includes the Scam Alert feature, which has been available on Android since 2021. Scam Alert automatically scans and filters your incoming messages so that anything suspicious gets automatically blocked. This includes fake invoices, fake parcels being delivered, SMS phishing scams that ask you to pay a delivery fee, and much more. On top of this, Scam Alert also protects you from spam calendar invites, which did happen to me before. And the best part is that Scam Alert is only a small part of Bitdefender's powerful mobile security app that features a wide range of tools that keep your iPhone private and protected. Get a free trial for Bitdefender's new Scam Alert feature by using the link below. And now, back to the video. If you're more of a business and productivity user, then the S23 Ultra is superior here. On the iPhone, you can only use one app at the same time, whereas the S23 Ultra allows for 2 or even 3, with one being a floating window. This has been super useful for me when I was traveling and I had to put some events from an email into my calendar. The S23 Ultra also comes with the S Pen, which is a smart stylus that's built into the phone that you can use for taking notes, for sketching, and it even supports gestures for controlling the camera. I found it super useful when I was sketching some room plans and some dimensions for some of my furniture that I wanted to buy. And on top of this, the S23 Ultra also offers a lot more other productivity-focused features. You can connect it to a monitor via USB-C, connect a wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse, and it will activate DeX mode, which acts as a desktop UI that you can use with the desktop versions of Chrome, Microsoft Office, and more, perfect if you only need a basic computer at home. You also get the ability to place your apps and widgets anywhere you want on the home screen, whereas iOS automatically snaps them for you. And you also get things such as the ability to have app folders in the app jar so that you can keep your home screen super clean. Another difference is the frame, with the S23 Ultra having a polished aluminum frame compared to the titanium frame on the iPhone. So the iPhone does have a more premium and durable frame here. And it is also lighter at 221 grams compared to 234. The iPhone also has a better water resistance rating of 6 meters for 30 minutes compared to 1.5. In case you want to take some shots while snorkeling. Then the iPhone also comes with a LiDAR module on the back that allows you to measure objects quite accurately, scan rooms, and even play AR games. Now, you can do all of these on the S23 Ultra too, it's just that it won't be as accurate as the iPhone. That LiDAR module is also present on the front, which enables Face ID, whereas Samsung uses a more conventional fingerprint reader approach for unlocking. Personally, I do prefer Face ID as soon as I'm looking at my phone, it is already unlocked. Another difference is the faster 45-watt charging on the S23 Ultra, which charges to about 65% in 30 minutes compared to the 20-watt charging on the iPhone that charges to about 50% in 30 minutes. Wireless charging is also faster on the S23 Ultra, 15 watts with any third-party charger, whereas Apple only supports 7.5 watts unless you use a MagSafe charger. And the S23 Ultra also supports reverse wireless charging, so that you can charge your earbuds or even your Samsung Galaxy Watch from the back of it. The iPhone does support satellite SOS, so if you're in the middle of nowhere and something happens, you can call 911 through satellite, which could be life-saving. However, the S23 Ultra does support a physical SIM, whereas the iPhone does not, at least not in the US. So if you travel a lot, then the S23 Ultra will be a better option. Plus, it also supports dual physical SIMs and an eSIM. But of course, the ultimate difference between the two will be their ecosystems. If you already have a MacBook or an iPad, it would make a lot more sense to get an iPhone, as you would get extra functionality like universal copy and paste, the ability to use your iPhone as a webcam for your Mac, AirDrop, and so much more. And of course, if you want to use the Apple Watch, then you can only use it with an iPhone. On the other hand, if you already have some Samsung devices, then you'll get some extra functionality from the S23 Ultra. For example, you also get universal copy and paste if you have a Samsung tablet. You can use DeX wirelessly if you have a Samsung TV. You can transfer your files very easy and fast if you have a Samsung laptop and more. So at the end of the day, they both have their own ups and downs, and hopefully at least one of these differences makes it easier for you to decide. And we will have a more detailed side-by-side comparison once we get the iPhone 15 Pro Max in the studio, and we'll be doing a camera comparison too, so do stay tuned for that. Also stay tuned for our big reveal on Thursday the 21st at 5 p.m. UK time. I'm Daniel, this has been Zone of Tech, and I'll see you guys, on Thursday. Quite nervous, but also very excited. Zone of Tech, signing out. Cheers.